भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं
भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्.
Sai Ram and welcome once again to Good Morning with Gayathri Mantra. I am in this powerful home where young hearts and minds get fine-tuned to God, goodness and true happiness. The vibrant primary school of Prasanthi Nilayam.
When I was a young boy of class 4, I experienced a very great impact on the Gayathri Mantra.
I chanted Gayathri Mantra and I surrendered everything to Swami and I got 3rd rank.
Gayathri Mantra can help us in any field. Suppose for our exam or any game, anything.
Mother Gayatri's love and affection for us that he became alright.
These few days we had exams, so I had so much tension. Chanted the Gayathri Mantra, I felt so relieved.
When we are not able to understand anything, we have to just chant the mantra thrice or twice and we get it.
So these little children with their innocent hearts and pure minds have discovered and decoded the secret. That is the Gayathri Mantra. As you listen to these 5th and 6th graders, you will be left touched, moved and inspired.
I got into the practice of chanting Gayathri Mantra in the first term of my 4th class. I continued chanting the mantra throughout the year, and in the end, when I got my results, without my expectations, I had got the first rank for the first time in my life. I continued chanting Gayathri Mantra without thinking of any results.
So once it was our Sanskrit exam and I was not prepared, and that day we went for darshan. As soon as we came back, we went to the class and we were called for dinner. I was getting very scared. I thought, I'm not ready for the exam, how will I write it? That night I meditated till I got sleep. I chanted Gayathri Mantra thoroughly, and then the next day when I was writing my exam, it was very easy, and then when I got my results, I got 95 marks.
Usually in all these years when I have studied in this school, I have not been good in maths, but when I have chanted Gayathri Mantra every day 108 times sincerely, it has helped me and I have improved in maths. Like before, if I used to get 85.5 out of 100, now I get 98 or 95 out of 100.
My father's colleague, when he was returning from his office, he was on his motorbike. He met with a severe accident. He had injured his left leg and was admitted in the hospital. The doctors told my father that it was impossible for him to get back his leg and it was not possible to walk again in his life. My father came back and told me that he had been severely injured. I suggested my parents to pray to Swami and I chanted Gayathri Mantra. I started to chant with full faith, and after 3 days when my father went to the hospital, the doctor told that everything was fine. All that he needed to do is take medicines and he would become alright.
When I was in 1st standard, I was not good at studies, so we performed one yagna and the Rishi told us to chant Gayathri Mantra every day. So I chanted every day, and now it's only due to Gayathri Mantra that I am getting very good marks.
So being children and examinations being their biggest challenge, you see so many have sought the power of the Gayathri Mantra to tide through their tests, but you can also see them use the potency of the Gayathri Mantra to deal with all sorts of hurdles and rise higher, become nobler and live happier.
Once I lost my worksheet and I was getting so scared to tell ma'am, but my friend told that no need to worry, just chant Gayathri Mantra a few times and go and tell ma'am that your worksheet is lost. I chanted the Gayathri Mantra a few times and I went and told ma'am. The ma'am, who is so angry when anything gets lost, ma'am told me, don't worry, I'll give you one more worksheet. That's how I understood the power of Gayathri Mantra.
So from that day, I started chanting Gayathri Mantra 108 times.
Last year for final exams I had got 11th rank. This year ma'am had told us chant Gayathri Mantra, it's very useful to you. I chanted it with full faith. When for the first time we had 25 marks exam, that time I chanted it more than 200 times. Actually previous exam for final exam in my last year, I got 79 out of 100. I felt very bad. I lost hope and then I recovered and I told Swami, I will work hard. And for 25 marks exam, I worked very hard. I chanted Gayathri Mantra and I surrendered everything to Swami and I got 3rd rank and I got full marks in science.
So when we chant the Gayathri Mantra, we feel ourselves divine. Actually, when I joined the school, I told that I was not good at studies. So ma'am told me about Gayathri Mantra and ma'am also told to chant Gayathri Mantra. As it would help me in studies, so I used to chant Gayathri Mantra at least 50 times per day. So it helped me so much and I'm getting first rank because of chanting Gayathri Mantra.
It was the next day that it was the exam. That day night, I was searching for that topic and then I found it. And then yet I was so tense, I was not so thorough with it, and so that day night when we went for meditation, I chanted Gayathri Mantra, and then the next day I wrote my exam very well. After that, when ma'am was giving us our result, ma'am was giving in the descending order marks, and then ma'am gave till 99 and a half, and then ma'am called out my name and I thought it was only 99 and a half. But it was 100. I was so happy and then I offered my pranams to Gayathri Mother.
So every child of this primary school has a bouquet of beautiful tales to share, and what we have offered you is just a tiny glimpse. But as Bhagwan says, to know the taste of the ocean, one spoonful of water is enough. There are any number of such tales. I am sure you also would have experienced this potency, that is the Gayathri Mantra. So please feel free to share. Let's keep this conversation going in the comment section of this video and let's share this good news that the Gayathri Mantra is.